Hey everybody, welcome to T-Roy Cooks. I appreciate you joining us, and welcome to another Thursday Chatting with Troy. I think this is episode 31, so cheers to all of y'all. Got my list of questions here. If this is your first time, let me remind you what's going on here. I answer your questions. If you have a question, leave it in the comments down below. If it's an urgent question that I need to answer quickly for you, go ahead and let me know that when you leave the question in the comments. And what I do, I go through and answer all these questions as they come in. So I'm about 6 weeks behind right now. That's why I got my list. I got to keep this one short today, though, folks. So maybe a half hour, 45 minutes, something like that. But anyway, thank you very much for all of the questions. Y'all have been asking some great ones. I'm telling you, man. Y'all keep me on my toes. I appreciate it. But let's get down to it. Let's see who we got up here first. We've got Orrin Strickland. I understand that the altitude and elevation can matter when adjusting vents on smokers like the WSM. Any advice about that? Great chat. Cheers. Cheers to you, Orrin. Appreciate the question, man. Yeah, the higher up in altitude you get, especially like Denver, you know, like Mile High, you're going to have to open the vents, the intake vents more to let more air in because the air is not as dense up that high in altitude. Same thing like boiling water and stuff. You know, you need to boil it. It takes longer to boil water. It's the same principle kind of thing. So down closer to sea level, you got equal air pressure, and that's going to allow you to keep the vents closed down a little more than you would if you were at higher altitudes. So I'm not sure if opening the vents actually burns the charcoal or your lump charcoal or briquettes faster, because it's not as much air. I'm thinking that it probably won't, but I don't know. Maybe we have a scientist out there that can answer that for us. But thanks for the question, Orrin. I appreciate it, man. Avila92, and I think you changed your name since you asked this question. I think it's Mr. Avila92 now. Says, laughed at your wrapped vegetables and bacon comment. Yeah, bacon makes everything better. Ain't that right, Christy? Christy's Cooking Kitchen. Ever check her out. That's another thing I forgot to mention. If I mention any YouTubers or people that have cooking channels and whatnot, check out them in the description box. I've got all their channels listed there. Just hit show more beneath the video, and you can open the description box, and if you're not subbed to them, please go ahead and sub to them. They've got some great channels, folks. If you got any products or anything else I may mention, please check out the description box. If it's able to be bought on Amazon, I'll put a link for my Amazon affiliate link down there. If it's ThermoWorks, I got my ThermoWorks affiliate links down there. If it's something that I have to buy or that you would need to buy off of a main website, like Yoder Smokers, I'll put that in the description box for you. So y'all check it out. I got a lot of good information there, along with all of the questions that I'm answering today and where at in the video I'm answering. A lot of info in that description box, folks. Next question from Rich's River Smokers, West Virginia. How you doing, Rich? Hey, buddy. Cheers to you. It's my brother up in West Virginia. Rich sent me that peachwood, man. I appreciate it, Rich. Now you know everybody talks about rubs. However, what's your go-to sauce? And you can't use the rib candy, which I know is awesome. Yeah, that rib candy is some good stuff, man. TexasPepperJelly.com if you were interested in that rib candy. And my favorite is the mango habanero, but all of them are really, really great. Let me see, barbecue sauces, I'd have to say my top two, let's say. You Know You Want It by my buddy Manuel Rios. He's got his channel, El Rabbit's Barbecue. I'll put it down in the description box. And also Tim Buck's barbecue sauce. And I like the spicy edition of both You Know You Want It and Tim Buck's. So y'all go check them out. tim-bucks.com, I believe is the website. Again, down in the description box for you. Those be my two favorites, though. They're really good. Really good. I like those, man. JP, how do you compare a Riley UDS to a pit barrel cooker UDS? Well, I've never actually seen in person the Riley. I do have the pit barrel now, so I'm getting some cooks on that and getting used to it. But it's pretty much just set it and forget it. You just open that bottom vent according to your altitude. You know, if you're higher up, you open it more. If you're lower down sea level, close it down a little bit, and instructions when you get it tell you how to set that up. But the Riley's, is that what it is? Yeah, Riley's smoker. That looks like it would be more like the Weber Smoky Mountain because it's got several intakes at the bottom. It's It's got a smokestack coming out of the top. The pit barrel cooker doesn't have any of that. So it looks like the Riley's would work, but it needs a little bit more finesse, a little bit more attention to get it to the right temp. But you can adjust the temps by adjusting the vents on the Riley, which you can't really do once you have that set screw locked in on that pit barrel cooker. It cooks by itself. You don't have to adjust it. I mean, it's designed to cook without any attention. You just load it up with fuel, light it up, put your meat on there, and let that baby go until your meat's done. So anyway, that's the main differences that I can see in it, JP. Chevy 11/21/1947. How you doing, Chevy? I ain't heard from you in a while, man. Hope you're doing good. He says, keep them coming. The questions. Keep them coming. Questions. Where does Karen work at? Now, you know, if I told you that, Chevy, Karen would really knock me in the backside, man. I can't do that. That's too personal, okay? If she wants to get on here and tell you sometime, she's welcome to, but I'm not gonna get into that. That's between you and Karen. He also says, have you ever thought about getting some of the other cookers close to your home and setting up a cookout for the less fortunate in your area? No, I hadn't really thought about that. They've already got like local churches and communities that do that kind of thing around here. So no, that's I do my volunteering and stuff in different ways, but no, hadn't really thought about that. But I know we always have a good time when we get together and do some cooks together, you know. Google user says, what's your favorite rub for Boston butt? Again, I got to pinpoint two of them here. One of them is the Oak Ridge Barbecue, and they've got a Dominator type rub. They call it the Dominator, I think. That's really good. Okay, really good on any pork. And also Texas Barbecue Rubs, TexasBarbecueRub.com. I like their Wild Rub, but their Grand Champion's also good, and they're just the original's also good. But my favorite's their Wild, man. It's great on pork. Links down below if you're interested. Just hit show more. ARS Dallas, love your videos. Thank you, I appreciate that very much, and thanks for the questions. ARS Dallas says, have you ever used peach wood? If so, what is it good with? Yeah, in fact, I was just mentioning a while ago, my buddy Rich. Rich's River Smokers, West Virginia. Oh, that's a long name, Rich. Need to shorten that down a little bit, buddy. Rich sent me some peach wood, and I've been using it to cook chicken. I even did some pork ribs with it, which were excellent. I like the color. It's kind of like to me, it's like a mahogany type color it puts on the meat, and it gives it a lighter smoke flavor than if I'm using pecan or hickory or any of the nut woods, oak, you know. In fact, all of your fruit type woods, they're going to give a lighter smoke flavor to your meat. The nut woods is where you get your more impactful smoke flavor from. So again, you got peach and apple, cherry. I mentioned the grape the other day, grapevine, a fig, tangerine. You know, all those fruit woods are great for smoking stuff like chicken, any type of poultry really. But frog legs, alligator tail. Oh, you're asking about some regular stuff. Pork, it goes great with pork. Let's see, fish, cheese, sausage, atomic buffalo turds, or jalapeno poppers, as we call them. All those things would be great. You know, anything that has a real light flavor to begin with would go great with peach wood or any other fruit wood. And when you get your big roasts like beef and bison and elk and venison and stuff like that, that's when I would go with the nut woods, like your pecan and your oak and your hickory and mesquite even, you know, stuff like that. So I hope that helps. But great question. Ramon Luster, or Raymond Luster, I'm sorry about that. What's up, Troy? Not a whole lot, man, just answering your questions. I saw your brisket cooked with the HEB brand charcoal. I know you prefer Kingsford Blue, but what's your favorite brand of lump charcoal and why? I like B&B brand charcoal, the lump, okay? B&B brand. Not sure if it's available everywhere around the country, but it is here, and I love it because it burns consistently. It's not like my temperature fluctuates a whole lot when I'm using it in my either in my Kamado Joe or my Weber Smoky Mountain. So I like it because it's a nice even burn. okay, and it does work really, really well. Some of the other brands, some logs burn hot, some burn cooler, some burn faster, some burn slower. But I just like B&B because it's consistent. So there you go. I'll put a link for them if I can find them down in the description box for you. Appreciate the question, Ramon. Or Raymond, I'm sorry. Robert Plunars. Hope I said that name right, Robert. Sorry about that. I messed you up, man. Hey T, I saw a Kamado Joe on sale at Costco. I was a little concerned about the gasket material in the cover, but they said it's warranty for life. Is this as good as the big green egg? Your take, please. Yeah, I like it. I mean, I've been using my Kamado Joe for a little over 2 years now, maybe, and I haven't had to replace mine. You got to make sure you don't get a lot of barbecue sauce on it or any drippings from your meat and stuff on it, you know, that kind of thing. If you do, you need to kind of wipe it off with a little wet cloth. But it lasts, and it's easy to replace. As far as the big green egg, I think it's comparable to the big green eggs, you know. I haven't really seen a big green eggs gasket material in person to see what the difference is, but I'm sure they're all comparable. They're all about the same, you know. But again, I'd much rather the Kamado Joe over the big green egg if I had a choice. Let's see. S-Body 4D. What's on the other side of the fence? Love the chimes and the birds singing. Let me pause the camera and I'll show you. Hang on. Alright folks, there's my pits. We've got a neighbor over there on this side. If y'all can see the house over there. That's behind me where I'm sitting right now. There's my back fence. There's my pool. I got a neighbor directly next to me on that side. On the opposite side, I've got a little gap. But what I have back here is what they call a green belt. I'm walking through my rocks here. Well, you can see there. It's just a bunch of trees, forest area, like that, you know. That's what I've got. All right, we're moving you back over here now. We'll be right back. Look, camera's heavy. Hang on. So I hope y'all are able to see that. I couldn't really see what y'all were seeing, so hopefully it'll come out. But yeah, thanks for the question. Appreciate it. We got another one too from you. Needed a drink. Yeah, man, I went to turn the camera to face it towards me, and it just went sideways on me, so sorry about that. Let's see what the other question was. S-Body 4D says, I got an offset smoker, a pellet smoker, a homemade barbecue grill, and an Old Smokey, but never had a Weber Smoky Mountain. Tell me what the Weber Smoky Mountain can do that my other grills can't. Thanks for all you do. Weber Smoky Mountain can't do anything different than either of those that you mentioned, okay? It's a smoker. But you can also take the midsection off and use it as a grill to grill steaks and stuff on the bottom. Just put the grate right over the charcoals. I've done a video grilling a steak, and I'll put that up here for you. But you say you've got a barbecue grill. So, and you've got the Old Smokey, right? Is that what you said? Yeah, so you don't really need, I mean, you can do all those things on your pits that you mentioned. So you would have no use for a Weber Smoky Mountain. The Weber Smoky Mountain is like it's a good quality smoker for the price, okay? The next step up would be either a pellet smoker or an offset smoker. So just my 2 cents. But anyway, I appreciate the questions. I'm glad you enjoy the chimes and the birds, and I've shown my chimes on the Thursday chats before. We love them as well, so appreciate that. Drew1355 asks, question, have you ever done cooking on a campfire? No coals, just wood. Yeah, man, I love camping out. I haven't done it in a while, but definitely. I've got a huge, like, it almost looks like a wok, but it's a cast iron skillet with some thin cast iron. It's got a really long handle. I think it was made actually using a fireplace, but it was handed down from back in the some of my mama's side of the family, I believe, or my dad's side, I forget. But it works really well over direct wood. I mean, you can just sit that baby in the wood coals, or hang it if you need to. But yeah, cooking over direct wood, that's good stuff, man. I like doing like breakfast stuff, like eggs, bacon, Make you some breakfast tacos with some tortilla shells. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. But yeah, you can also make fajitas with it. Some kind of stir fry if you're interested in doing that. You can even like grill up some shrimp and stuff in it, or fry fish in it. It's good stuff, man. It's a great little skillet, I guess. It's a large skillet, but it's great to have on a cooking trip, camping trip like that, to do some cooking, man. But yeah, thanks for the question. Appreciate it, Drew. John Worski just purchased a Dynaglow wide body vertical charcoal smoker. What's your thought? What's your thought is a vertical? I guess, what are my thoughts on a vertical smoker? I'm not familiar with a Dynaglow, but I know that vertical smokers, they do come in handy. You know, like if you're doing a lot of jerky, or if you're hanging ribs, you can hang racks of ribs in it. You can hang sausages in it, slow smoked sausages. If you're making bacon and stuff like that, it would come in handy. So they've got their place. I actually wish that I had one at times, so that I could do some lower smoking temps and hang my meat instead of putting it on a grate. So, but some of them do come with grates as well. So you've got kind of the best of both worlds with that. But yeah, man, I'd like to have one myself. That's one of the few things I don't have, is a vertical smoker. So enjoy it, man. Gadget Griller, got a question for you, but it's not about barbecue. I noticed you have that water feature next to your smoker area. Yeah, in fact, I just showed it when I showed the back fence. You saw it sitting there, you probably hear it, but it's just the tall ceramic vessel and water's bubbling out of the top of it, and it's got a almost like a kiddie pool type thing, but it's dark black plastic, hard plastic that sits under the rocks on the ground, so it's like a hole dug in. You sit that tank in there that holds water, and it's got a pump sitting in that water tank that feeds water up through the pipe that's coming up through the center of that water feature, the waterfall. Or anyway, it works great, man. But I think you got some more here. Hang on, let me see what you say. I know you're in Texas like me, however, you're down south where it's a bit more humid than the arid West Texas. Yep, let's see. It's pretty dry out there in West Texas, man. He says, how often do you have to add water to it? He says, I have one, and I think the reservoir has a crack and lets the water drain out. I have to fill it up each day, and it seems a bit much to me. Yeah, I don't have to fill mine up every day. I did have the water pump go out 2 or 3 years ago, and I had to dig the rock away and kind of, remove the water fountain and take the pump out and replace the pump. So I know, I'm familiar with what it looks like, but there weren't any cracks in it or anything. And I would say if it doesn't rain a lot, I have to add water during the dead heat of summer. Maybe once a week or every week and a half or so, I'll add water. I've never run it dry, but I don't want to run it dry. I don't want to burn the pump up, so I make sure that water's in it. But it'll go, I don't know, 2-3 weeks, without me having to add water, I'm guessing. I mean, it's a good sized tank in there. I don't know, it probably holds 100 gallons or 80 gallons of water or something. It's a good sized tank. But yeah, it will evaporate, and same as my pool. During the dead heat of summer, I've got to get my water hose out and put water in my pool, because that water evaporates. So do the same thing with that. But thanks for the question. I appreciate it, Gadget Griller. Let's see. I got some more here. Who was this? This is Sophia. Hey, Sophia. I don't think I've heard from you before, but I appreciate the support and thanks for the question. Sophia asks, hi, Troy. Can you recommend a good skillet for an electric stove? I've tried so many, but they never seem to hold up to the heat. I'd recommend 2 of them. Either an iron skillet, cast iron black skillet, or a thick aluminum skillet. Either of those should work great on an electric stove, okay? Go with some of the thicker bottom pans, okay, the skillets. Don't get those that are real thin. And you may pay $40-50 for it to get a good one. But it's well worth it. It will last you a lifetime, especially if it's cast iron or aluminum. So that'd be my advice. Thanks for the question, Sophia. I appreciate it. Cheers to you, folks. I got to take me a little swig here. Getting dry. Yeah, much better. Austin Grove. He says, great video, Troy. Shout out to your wife for that blueberry zucchini bread. Man, I'm glad you tried it, Austin. That was some good stuff, wasn't it? Love that zucchini bread, man. Little blueberries popping in your mouth whenever you bite into it. I'll put that up here if y'all haven't seen it yet. It's good stuff, man. Austin says, question for your chats. And maybe you can get your wife to get on camera and answer this one. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen, man. I'll keep trying, though. Appreciate you asking. Austin says, what does that coconut sugar taste like? Where did you find it? And what else do you do or can you use it in? Now, when Karen did that blueberry zucchini bread, it usually calls for white sugar. It's regular cane sugar, which tastes wonderful with it. We decided to change it up just a little bit and use some coconut sugar. We'd never tried it before. And although it was good, it wasn't quite as good, in my opinion, as just regular white cane sugar. The coconut sugar added more of a, almost like a brown sugar, like a dark brown sugar, has that molasses type flavor. It's almost like that. So I would say you could use it with anything that you would use brown sugar in. That would work well. And to me, it seemed to not melt as readily, so maybe it has a higher melting point than brown sugar or regular white sugar. So that's another thing to consider. But it tastes good if you like that brown sugar molasses type flavor. And we did. I mean, it was a great zucchini bread. But I'll put that link up here for you, like I said, and I think the recipe is included in the description box of it. And I think I just put white sugar, but if you want, you can substitute brown sugar or that coconut sugar like we did. Appreciate the question, Austin. Maybe I'll get Karen on here sometime for you, okay? I've asked her in the past, and she's just like, no, I don't want to do that. It's hard enough getting her to do videos with me. Ryan Talbot, how you doing, Ryan? Cheers to you, buddy. Let's see what you got, Ryan. Quick question. Have you ever had unhappy neighbors towards your barbecue? No, fortunately I have not. My neighbors, they usually peek over the fence and see what I'm cooking or ask me what I'm cooking. They love that smell, that especially when the offset's gone. At Yoder, Wichita, woo! Oh, smells good around here. Ryan says, I'm right now selling my house as I have one neighbor who hates when she smells my campfire, as she calls it. I guess not all Canadians are nice. Thanks again for the video. Yeah, some people just, they can't handle the smoke, man, you know. But I don't know. It doesn't bother me. I love that smell of the barbecue pit going. You get that wood smell and the meat smell going, man. It's just, man, that's good stuff. How can you not like that? Elton's Barbecue Pit. My brother Jatil. How you doing? Cheers to you. It's my brother in Norway. Elton's Barbecue Pit. I mentioned him before. He does all kind of different stuff. He does a lot of cooking though, outside when weather permits, and he does the cold smoking. I mentioned it before, where he does cold smoking. So y'all would check him out, man. Elton's Barbecue Pit. Elton's BBQ Pit. Link down below. Let's see. Jatil says, question. Oh, and Jatil's the one that sent me that hat that says Norway. In fact, I've got one on now that my buddy David sent me from Steen Smokehouse. Y'all go check him out. He's fairly new, but he's got some killer videos, okay? Really good audio and video quality. Y'all go check out David over at Steen's Smokehouse, man. Appreciate the hat, David. Appreciate it, man. But let's get back to Jatil here. Question. You used to do review of liquor that Flaviar sent you. Have you stopped doing the reviews? Cheers, brother. Yeah, again, cheers to you, Jatil. I appreciate it. Brother, I wish we lived closer, man. I bet it'd be great hanging out with you, and I hope to meet you someday, too. The deal with Flaviar. Yeah, I was doing their videos until I went and had my surgery not this past February, but the previous February. I had that surgery to remove that tumor or whatever around my esophagus. That pretty much ended the Flaviar deal, but it was kind of rocky even before that, because, I mean, although I liked doing those tastings, they had a hard time sending me the liquor because Texas has some weird laws about allowing certain liquors into, get out of here, getting certain liquors into the state of Texas. There's some they would just flat forbid. I have no idea why. Maybe it's the country of origin or something that's the problem. I really don't know. But they really had a hard time getting those little tester bottles shipped to me. And we were always worried, you know, the Postal Service may find out what's going on and fine them or fine me or something. So it was just a, you know, I guess I told them I'd contact them when I got done with my surgery and was doing videos again, but I never did because of the issue with just getting those little vials of whiskey and stuff to me. So I pretty much ended that. But it was fun. I enjoyed doing those little tastings. They would send me a pack of like 3 to 5 different vials, you know, like little, I don't know, 10 milliliter vials or whatever, like you could get on the airplane, you know. And I'd had, you know, Tom's Test Kitchen over and James from McClaim them over, and we do a little testing, see what we thought about it and everything. It was fun. I enjoyed doing that. And I do miss doing that. But yeah, man, that was a good time, and I wish that they could ship here to Texas. I'd definitely still be doing that. That was good. Well, folks, I think it's fixing to rain on me. The wind's picking up. Hopefully it's not messing with the mic, the audio too bad on there. I got a nice windsock thing on there. Not a windsock, but call it a dead cat. But a big furry thing on my mic to break up the wind. Hear my chimes picking up, though. It's getting windy. It's getting really dark. I don't know if y'all can see that on the video. But that's all the questions I've got. That was 1.5 pages, so it's about 15 questions or so. Thank y'all very much for all of the questions. I hope y'all enjoyed this one. And we will see y'all next Thursday, folks. Again, remember to check Show More down beneath the video, and that'll open the description box. A lot of information there. And I hope y'all go and subscribe to all of those YouTubers that I mentioned in this video. And if you've got a question that you have of me, you know, please ask it in the comments. And again, if it's an urgent question, let me know that, and I'll answer it in the comments on this video. But if it's one that can wait, you just want to ask a question for general later on, I'll answer it later in another video, then go ahead and ask it in the comments, and I'll put it on my list, and we'll get to it in a future Thursday chat. So, again, appreciate y'all joining. Hope y'all had fun. We'll see y'all next Thursday. If y'all like this, y'all give me a thumbs up. Hope y'all share the video. And when you do, please tell all of your friends T. Roy cooks responsibly. Cheers, everybody.